Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today it's rained pretty much the last 3 days, but today is probably the warmest day in the next foreseeable future. Even the flies back alive. But so I'm going to take the chance, or take the opportunity, I should say, to paint this solar room. These wires are PV wires from that array. They need to go up into the inverter, which is going to be mounted right here on this hardy board, and then our panel box for the power is going to be mounted right here where we put all that blocking and stuff in. So I want to paint this first though, and to paint we're just using a regular old latex paint. It really should be above 40 degrees to do that, for it to cure properly. So this is probably our one shot here in the next couple weeks here to paint this, so that we can get, when we have the array finished, we can hook it up and start having power for the camper and stuff. So I need to run some caulk where the metal meets the drywall. You kind of see there's like a little fine gap there. But just a bead of caulk will work perfectly for that, because any type of movement with the change of temperature, the caulk will be able to adjust to that and not have a crack up there. So I think that's going to look really nice. So I'm going to run a bead of caulk up there and then throw a couple coats of paint on this wall and the ceiling. We're going to paint the whole thing white. It'll be nice and bright in here, and then we can go ahead and mount the inverter and our panel box and start running all of our wires and stuff, which is going to be so cool. I'm really excited to do that. We also have flooring to put down here to cover up all this, you know, shipping container stuff, where there's a big metal chunk here and wood over here. So we're going to put some nice flooring, just some real inexpensive stuff, but some nice looking stuff down this whole container here to make it look nice. And then it's really going to be nice to get all these batteries and all that stuff out of where we walk out of the camper, so that we have a little more room right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today. It's probably going to, like I said, it's going to be our last shot, so I need to get it done. And it should go pretty easy. Just a couple coats of paint. Might be a little tricky to do the ribs on the ceiling, but no big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that today, and then we'll jump on throwing the inverter up. All right, so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and just caulk all the way around the top, just where the ceiling and the walls meet, and then we'll get some paint on. I find the worst thing to do is not put enough caulk on. So I always lean towards more. Take a nice wet rag and just take your finger and just kind of rub it on there. As long as your finger's wet, it'll work great. So we're just going to smooth this out. Use the back of your fingernail in the corners is really a good little trick. Again, this is going to be painted, so I'm kind of like letting it slop on there a little bit, because what I want because I want it to feather itself out. When you put a couple coats of paint on here, that'll disappear. But by using your finger, you kind of really smooth it out. It really looks nice. So, all right. So it looks like everything's nice and caulked. There's no big spots or anything on the ceiling that need any. I might run caulk around all that. I just touched that up with the welder just to spot weld it on there. But I might run a bead of caulk around that, and then we can get the paint out. All right. Interior white. So last time I used this, you guys that have watched our backdoor video. All right. Get the old Corona brush, and we shall throw some paint in here. I don't know about you guys, but I like to clean my lid off. As you open the paint, paint will dry on this lid, and then that will put paint chips and flakes and stuff in your paint, which is not good. All right. So I'm just gonna cut in all the corners and around that light box, and then we will get the roller out. I was kind of thinking that maybe I should prime the rust spots, but I guess we'll see how the first coat of paint goes, and then we'll make a determination at that time. Obviously there's not going to be any more moisture issues happening after that, and if there's any loose paint, I will definitely scrape that off, but I think this paint is going to cover this rust up, but we'll see. All right, I went ahead and switched to a little mini roller for these corners, just because of the ribs of the container. I was having some trouble with the brush, so looks like good decision. Switch this out for just a little cheap mini roller, and then we'll just kind of feather everything out so that our big roller, when it comes up to this top up here, it is going to cover. So you just want to make sure you cut down in far enough so that the next pass of paint, whether it's a roller or cutting it again, will be able to cover that. See, the mini roller works way better. You just want to make sure you feather out that line so you don't have a paint line. Everything's cut in, all the corners. I cut in around the light, and I primed all those spots that had like some rust on it. I sanded them first, primed them all. I'm gonna let the ceiling dry a little bit, and I'm gonna paint the walls, and then I'll come back and paint the ceiling last. I'm sure it's gonna take 2 coats of paint, maybe more. So just gonna get some paint out, throw it in this tray. Probably going to take this whole gallon of paint. Just an old beat up roller. Really load that roller up. A little bit of holiday shine through, so I'm gonna go ahead and just paint all the way around the room, and then we'll paint the ceiling last.
All right. So it is supposed to freeze tonight, and we need to empty our first flushes and drain the downspout water lines.
Yep, so this is the first time we're going to use this, but we put an extra valve in between a couple of the tanks, and that's going to drain all of the above lines, the ones that go into our tanks and then the ones that come off of our gutters. All those lines that are above ground that are full of water right now, that will drain all of them. So
yeah,
we're gonna go ahead and drain. It's a shame that we have to waste that water.
It is.
But up here in North Idaho, you know, it rained all day long today, so we wanted to capture all that rain.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna freeze tonight, so we have to drain it. So.
And it is currently blowing at about 40 miles per hour. There's actually snow on the mountains around us, and it actually snowed here earlier today, so that was our first snow. So I don't remember what last year was like, honestly.
I don't think it was this cold yet.
I don't think it was.
We really weren't paying attention because it didn't matter.
So we're bundled up. We're going to go out there and get those lines drained, and we will do our best, but it is so windy and very muddy. Let's go.
Here's our bucket for the first flush. I'm going to go ahead and dump that.
Whew, I almost fell.
You can see we've had a lot of settling with all the rain we had.
Yeah,
so
which we figured.
Which we knew was going to happen. So here's the tool I made out of the rebar. Just some scraps we had left over. And just welded a U-shaped piece on the bottom with a little handle to open. So let's go ahead and pop this lid off. And that is our valve that will drain our system below ground. So let's go in here.
You guys can see the snow on the mountains over there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk over to where our French drain drains out. I'm gonna try not to slip and fall. There's Ryder, he's outside having fun. We're not playing. All right. Ooh. See. Oh, yep. And you can see all the water is draining. You can see it starting to fill the ditch. So it's working just like we planned. Pretty cool. It is extremely cold outside, and Ryder, oh, he's gonna be so muddy. Yeah, it is. Come look. Look at it.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Ryder, get up. Come on. He's been cooped up all day, so he's he's got a little bit of energy going on right now. goodness. All right, well, worked out wonderful.
Worked out perfect. Everything's drained down, ready for the cold weather. So, the next couple 4 or 5 nights are going to be in the upper 20s. So
yeah, we are ready. I should probably go gather eggs.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, don't want frozen eggs. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
It is a very wet and rainy day, as it has been for, I don't know, 4 days.
4 days.
And as you can see, we are in the solar room, and Levi got it completely finished. Besides the ceiling, but that is not going to affect our plans for today.
No, that metal just did not want to dry. I had a fan going on in here all night long. And it looks like I might be able to put a second coat on today, but like she said, we're not going to worry about that. Our goal today, and Tanya will show you our list, is to get this inverter and our panel box hung, and then put some flooring down, put a shelf in here, put our batteries in here, stuff like that. Get this room ready so that we can, more importantly, get the room right outside of the trailer nice and usable again for us.
Yeah. So right now the battery tower and all the batteries and whatever got stacked on top of that stuff is out there. So like Levi said, we have our list here, and we are gonna hang it right outside the room, and as we get things done, we're gonna cross it off. So we have a lot to do today, and our goal is to get everything on this list done.
Yes. So let's get going.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our mounting bracket. We have our inverter out. I was just double checking some stuff. It looks like, from what I've read, it said it was 2 inches down from the back at the top to the top of this bracket, and it looks like it's more like 3 inches. So I want to make sure that we install it exactly how we want it. We want it to be 40 inches off the floor, so I'm just going to hold my tape at 40 to the bottom here, and then the inverter 74 inches tall. So then I'm just going to come up here and I'm just going to subtract 3 from 74, so that's 71. And that's going to be the top of our bracket that we're going to put on the wall. And so before we installed this, like you guys saw, we put all the framing in there. We measured to make sure we knew exactly where the center of this bracket's going to be, and it's 27 or 24 and 7/8, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so that'll be right in this arrow, which is dead center of this. So it'll be 24 and 7/8, and then the 71 inches to the top of this bracket here. We'll screw it on, and then we'll pick this monster inverter up if we can, and put it up on the wall.
Yeah, we'll see.
We shall hold this up here. Just get a little torpedo level. Get this nice and level. All right, and so I'm just gonna trace around these, and then we'll take a couple of pre-drills, make sure we're gonna hit some studs in these spots. They require 4 screws to hold this up. So there's our guide. So here's a 3/16 drill bit. We're gonna do this for a pilot hole, and I'm just gonna come over here, try to put it dead center of this space. All right, that first one worked. Let's try the same thing over here. So I think these other ones we're gonna come in just a little bit so they're not lined up. We'll just come in dead center. So there's the screw that we put in. That's not good. Maybe I'll go in just a little bit more. So that's the 2x. So I'm going to come in just a little bit so I don't hit that screw. Hit it again. We're going to move in. All right, that was the very edge of that screw, you know. So this one hit the 2x4 that goes up and down, and then we put that block in here. We use those 4-inch screws to screw that block on, and just coincidentally putting this bracket right here, I hit that screw. So I was able to move over until I got to the very edge of that screw, and I finally got the drill to drill through there. So these are the mounting screws, or I don't know what you call it, like an anchor bolt. Lag screw that we're going to put in, and so I pre-drilled the 3/16 hole, so hopefully this will go in. So we got our impact. I'm just going to hold this up there and put one of these in. This is a square drive. I'm just going to set it in here like this, and we'll just put one in. Grab another screw. This up here. We'll get all of our screws started, and then we'll make sure it's nice and level, and then we'll tighten them down. All right.
So this is kind of backwards. Okay. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. 1, 2, 3. The only thing I don't have is the height.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get like up here. I think I can pick it up there if you can just help.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, towards me. A little bit more. Okay, it's gotta go back. Oh my gosh. Towards me. There we go.
Is it on?
Yeah.
I'm afraid to let go of it.
It's on. It's just not like down all the way. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's up against the wall.
Okay.
It's on there.
It's on? I don't want to let go.
Yeah, cool. All right. Got it up there.
First try.
Look at that monster.
Oh man.
Whew.
Wow. Is it on all the way? It's gotta be. I mean, I don't see how it couldn't be.
So see how this thing has a back piece? It's touching the wall, so that's
Yeah.
where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
All right.
Guess what? One thing checked off our list.
Check it off. Anya's favorite thing in life is to have a checklist and to check off the checklist.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Guess I'll cross it
Cross
off
it
the
off.
list.
Maybe we should just put a 39.5 mark on the wall. That'd probably be easier for us.
Well, you have your 40, right?
Let's see, let's just mark 39.5, and that'll be to the bottom of our panel box.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go with.
You need to measure exactly where you want it too, right?
Yep. So like we got those holes right there.
Right, but we want to make sure we're in our stud, right?
Nope. We have. These are just gonna hit the blocking. So as long as it's dead center of those.
Oh, okay.
So really, I want it to be dead center of this wire. So that's the center of it.
That
so
makes
this
sense.
comes straight up because those go over to here. So
Okay.
So we're gonna go with these to install this panel box, and they have a built-in washer. These are just a cabinet screw. So I'm just gonna use those, and Tommy's gonna hold this up here at our 39.5 center of this power line that goes to the house, and then we'll screw it on.
All right. I have to crouch down.
Yeah.
So, how does that look to you?
It looks really good.
Except for I need to. Right. What are you doing? Okay. How's that look to you?
You like your line?
I mean, I'm just barely above it.
That's fine. You like it for level?
Yeah, it looks good.
All right.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. Cool.
All right. We're just gonna use just those two, because we want to make sure we can get these wires up in here and stuff. We might have to adjust it, so we're not gonna put the next two bottom ones in until we're ready and we've got everything hooked up. All right, let's check off another item on our list.
All right, so next thing on our list is to lay the flooring in the solar room. But in order to do that, we need to clean up behind me. So we have like the tower that the batteries go into. We have all 6 of our batteries and a bunch of other stuff. So what we need to do is we need to clean all that up so that we can pop a line and start running our flooring from out there into the solar room. So we're gonna go ahead and get going on that now.
Okay, so we got everything all cleaned up, moved out of our way. We are gonna start with our flooring. Here is the flooring that we're going with. It's like a really nice gray color, which is one of our favorite tones. So we're gonna go with that. And so we're kind of just figuring out where to start this from. So this is a floating floor. So it's basically just gonna float over all of this stuff. It's not gonna get actually fastened down or glued down to this shipping containers. And I think what we wanna do is we wanna kind of cover this edge up here where we cut the side of this panel off. But I don't wanna have it go past here because I wanna kind of protect this. Eventually we're gonna get some sort of a L-shaped quarter round or something like that to cover this up and finish it off, which they didn't have when we picked this stuff up, so we're gonna have to look for that. So, and that's not important right now. What is important is for us to get a measurement of where to pop this line so we can keep this flooring straight. And so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with 8 5/8, which is right here. We'll pop a line and we'll just bring this flooring over just to cover this line up. We'll set it down here. We'll clamp it down with some clamps so it can't move, and then we'll just click our next set of flooring on, and then you just keep working it from there. And then when you get to the end, you want to make sure you leave like a 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch gap so that this floor can just float around and move. The worst thing you could do is to put this stuff tight. So we're just going to go ahead and do that, and hopefully we can get enough run, because obviously we can't, with all this furniture here, we can't go all the way to the other side of the shipping container. So our goal is to get this main area kind of done to where we could go around the corner here and get the solar room completely finished. and then we can move all this stuff in here, build some shelves, and we can kind of do some organization. That way we can make some room over here to where we can finish the flooring off.
That is hard to see. 8, 5/8.
So I apologize for the lighting. There's not much we can do about it. In here we don't have extra lights, so hopefully you guys can see what we're doing. Right here?
Yep, do you see it?
Yep. What do you want me to go past?
I kind of do, but I'm just a little curious because I just marked that and it doesn't look right. Okay. You could, well, we can extend it so you can just go right to it, whatever.
Okay.
It's easier.
Ready?
Yes.
Pop it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's our first piece. We've kind of laid out where our next seam is going to be, and it's going to be about here. So having this first piece start here is going to work out fine. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to hold this up, and we're going to mark out this pole and this little spot here, which has to be cut out a little bit because it sticks in from the edge of the shipping container. So what we're going to do is I'm just laying this board on the line, and I'm just going to take a couple measurements first off to the pole here. So that is 5 5/8 is tight. So we'll go like 5 1/4. Yeah, that's probably a little too much. We'll do 5 3/8. So I know because I'm setting this where it needs to go, I know I could just measure right here. And that's off this tongue is where we popped our red line. So I'm just gonna go 5 3/8. And I'm just gonna kind of eyeball where that pole is. 5 3/8, and then this one might go back just a little bit more. So let's go like 6 3/4, something like that, and that'll be this other side. I could just take my square and I can kind of transfer the edge of this pole with this. So it's right there. There. All right, so then we'll just transfer these marks around, take the jigsaw, cut these out, and then we'll put this first piece in. All right, we put in 3 rows so far, and now we've come up to this spot where they had welded this piece of metal, and it's just a little bit high. This flooring has a little pad underneath it, which we could kind of carve out a little bit, but I think I'm going to do us a little favor and just kind of grind this down just a little bit. It can float over there. I'm not too concerned about it, but I want to take this down just a little bit, so we'll just grind a little.
See how this one fits. Yeah, you really can't tell at all.
Nice. All right. Retirement. Where's the other
Right
one?
here. Ooh, nice. It's great. Always making messes.
Always. All right. Here's our, you want to be here.
Well, I guess we would probably
Start with a full one.
with a full one, yes.
Okay, let me cut this end off.
Okay.
You like your spacing?
Yeah. We'll just get some fat trim. We could do like some block trim in here.
Super thick. 2x4s.
Yeah, we'll just use 2x4s. The Finnish carpenter in you is like, no, we're not.
Oh, there's no way that was gonna happen. You, huh?
You can if you want.
Too much, huh?
Yeah, it's touching now. There we go.
Okay. All right, we got all of our full pieces laid out. Now we just have a little rip to make over here. And in hindsight, we probably could have cheated it away from that edge, but I really like how nice it looks covering up the edge over here. We kind of started with a full piece there, so we're kind of just, whatever we end up with is what we end up with. We bought extra anyway, so we'll rip off the groove off this side, and then that piece that we cut off, we could actually use over here. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll just have to sacrifice a half a piece or so, but that's no big deal. All right. Flooring is officially done in the solar room. Another thing off the list.
Actually, I guess.
Let's see, wonder where the door is.
It's on this side. So the next step in our list of things to do is to put our battery tower and the batteries into the battery tower. So we're gonna go ahead and get it unboxed and then figure out our plan after that.
Yeah, we got to put 6 batteries in here, and they're all about 100 pounds each. So by the time we put this in here with the weight of this as well, it's not going to be easily moved. So we have to figure out something. We'll have to see what the box looks like. We haven't unpacked it or anything,
Right.
so we really aren't sure. So let's just open it up and see. Whoa, watch my burger.
Stop it. I have to. Ooh,
Wow.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, wheels would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like it doesn't have, what are those called? Casters? Locked.
We don't have a key.
I'm sure we do.
Somewhere.
Same key, I'm assuming. That was weird. It was almost like you just pushed the keyhole and it worked.
Except we can't.
You just open it, like, right?
Oh, hey, he's there. All right.
Oh, are those wheels?
No, they're not.
Oh,
Nice bus bar though. All right. So each battery will slide and rest on each one of these.
oh, there's the keys
There's the keys.
inside.
That's real nice. So, it's awesome.
Cool.
So positive side, negative.
So what's in the box?
Oh,
Oh, see, there's the wheels.
nice. All right.
Well, then that solves a whole lot of problems.
Well, see, we should have unboxed this. Almost ordered casters, just because I didn't think it came with them. So that's awesome.
All right, well, that's probably our first plan then to attach those.
Yeah, look at how massive.
Those are crazy.
So we'll have to attach these, and then they're actually adjustable as well, so you can
Make sure it's level.
level. Oh, that's really cool. Nice. All right. So now we're gonna have to figure out how to flip this thing over to put the casters on the bottom.
All right, so we got the caster wheels on there,
Look at
and
this
it really moves around really nice.
thing. So nice.
So we have some ideas that we want to be able to utilize this room for some storage as well. And so what we're trying to figure out is, do we want to put, no, that wouldn't make sense. We wouldn't want to put the battery bank over there because the batteries need to come from there.
Well, we could. It's just the wires would have to be longer.
Longer.
Which we still haven't ordered the wires to hook that up yet. So we definitely can put that right here and have the shelf here. But here's our shelf that we got. We got this from a store that was going out of business, but it's like perfectly designed for about this space.
Boy, though, that is much bigger than I was thinking. I wonder if we should use one of the, just like the wire shelves for in here.
Well, we can see. I think they're bigger than long wise. I think they're longer.
But they're not as
deep. Yeah.
So it's a work in progress. We're just trying to figure out the best use of this room.
That's how far they would go this way.
Yeah, it would work better there, honestly, but
we can definitely put the tower here. All it takes is just for us to get a little bit longer wires, and we haven't bought the big 2-aught wire for this yet. So I needed to put this in the room and measure where we wanted to. That's why I haven't bought it yet.
Yeah.
So we have the wires to hook up the whole battery thing, but we don't have them to hook up the inverter yet.
Right.
Which is fine. So we can push it over here. Let's see what it looks like over here. Those casters on here are just awesome.
Here, let me. I don't know if I can get this up high enough. Oh, there we go. You know, I do think it actually kind of works a little better over there. Like it's all, you know, one system. Mm-hmm. But I'm curious though, for you, is it going to be easier if the batteries are on this side?
It's just a little bit longer wire, so it's just going to come out. We'll probably come out like one of these, top or bottom. You know, the way you hook this thing up is you want the positive to be at the top on this one. And because we're hooking up all these batteries in series, you want the negative to be down at the bottom battery, positive at the top battery. That way it drains the whole battery bank at the same rate. So the wire, we'll have one wire come out here, one will come out there. They'll come up together and they'll just go in here like that. It's no difference. Then it keeps this area a little more clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So none of this is set in stone yet because we're not hooking anything up. So I'm leaning towards it being this way. Levi says it's not going to be any harder for him.
Nope. So
and we already talked about having the door open.
The door's going to open out. That's why we put the switch right here and not right here. Then we'll have all of our shelves right here.
Yeah.
It's a perfect space.
And
have this.
We talked about maybe building even a shelf up top. So the tower is in here, but now we got to get the batteries in.
Okay, so we just opened up the first battery, and they do not have the mounting brackets that go to our tower that we have to put these in. So what we have to do is take these three screws out on the side and then mount this bracket on there on each battery. Then we'll take the battery over, slide it in place, and then we can fasten the battery and secure it to the tower.
All right, last battery. This is gonna be the hardest, I think. Yeah. Goodness.
Woo! Yeah.
That was really hard.
Those things are like 100 pounds each.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. That thing.
Pretty awesome.
Wow. All right. So now we're going to kind of play around with some stuff. We kind of want your guys' opinion, whether you think we should put it on the left side of the inverter or over here on the right.
Do you want to come outside? Yeah.
What
What do you think? Huh? Let's put your coat on. Where is that? Right here. Very muddy. Come here.
Buddy.
Oh,
Whoa, whoa.
okay, easy, easy.
Ryder. Come here, bud. Get your coat on.
Mr. Man. He's just excited to be out. Okay, let's go potty. Is that your ball? Yeah. Oh gosh. Come on, let's go potty. Come on. You're gonna fall. Nope, come over here. It has literally been raining the entire day. It is very, very muddy out. The water causing a little settling. All right, so Ryder had his playtime outside. We just spent quite the minute cleaning him up because he's like a sponge. Now we are working on putting these shelves together. So like Levi said, we bought these from a business that closed down, and we don't have any instructions. So we're trying to remember how to put them together.
Which we didn't take them apart, so...
There's a bag. There's a like a grocery bag with parts in it.
Where's that at?
I don't know.
Alright, so I guess we gotta look.
We gotta search. Okay, we found the bag of parts. There's two, because we have two shelves. And we're gonna attempt to put this together. This is the second to the last item on our list of things to do, and the last one is clean up, and we kind of have been cleaning up along the way, so
Yeah. And again, we didn't take these apart, so we're not sure how they go together, so we'll just have to play with those.
yeah, maybe I can look it up online or something. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I mentioned that it's been raining, and that's kind of, or this is what it sounds like inside the barn. I love it.
Alright, I think we figured out all these parts. We got feet and connectors, so I don't know how many we got. I think we have 2 8-foot towers. Okay. On there. So now we just need to get another one of these.
So what are these ones for?
Those are for the sides.
Oh, okay.
So they'll go on after this. So this goes like that.
Okay.
Come on. It's a bit big, huh?
It is. I think it's too big to have in this room. I like putting this together better than those
Yeah, no kidding.
little wire bags. Ooh. There we go. Just gotta make sure it's locked in. This one's not. There we go.
Alright. So you gotta make sure that the keyholes are right.
Oh, that's not bad. Will it fit if I go like this? That one's got something on it. I'll have to clean that off. Hold on, I gotta get my fingers out of there. I won't let go in. Ooh. All right, well, another thing off the list. And then all we need to do is clean up.
All right, we finished up the cleanup. Let's cross it off. Nice.
There is still a little bit left to do, but honestly, because we didn't get the floor out here finished, which wasn't the goal,
Yeah.
you know, we got a lot of it cleaned up out here. We can actually like really walk out from the stairs here and come out. So let's see. I don't really like it. Come here. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Is that good? He's like.
So yeah, we did the best we can. We're gonna do some more stuff and organize and get that stuff pushed out of the way once we get the flooring all laid and stuff. And I think we'll put the other shelf that we have right here.
Yeah.
Once we get all the stuff done, and then we can start organizing even more. So
Yeah.
the room turned out nice. Now the fun part is hooking up all the electrical stuff and running all the wires and all that cool stuff, but that'll be on a different video. So that'll do it for this one.
We'll see you guys in the next one.